Okay, let's just jump right into it. There's a gap opening up between people who get AI and people who don't. And you know what? It's widening really, really fast. So today, we're going to break down a super clear roadmap to help you master AI and get way ahead of the curve in just 1 month.
And this right here, this is the secret. The whole reason you can get so far ahead so quickly is because almost everyone is using these incredibly powerful tools completely wrong. And you know, that's not a problem. It's actually a massive opportunity for anyone who's willing to learn the right way. Because here's what the top 1% already know. It is surprisingly easy to get ahead of the other 99%. And listen, this isn't about being some kind of tech genius or a coding wizard. Nope, it's about shifting your mindset and grabbing a few key frameworks. So here's our game plan. We'll start by quickly looking at that AI gap, and then we're going to walk through a structured week-by-week plan. We'll learn the language, we'll build a better brain for the AI, then we'll go from an average user to an expert, and finally, we'll find your unique voice using these tools.
That gap we talked about, it's widening fast. This 30-day plan is basically your bridge across it. It's designed to take you from a casual user, maybe even a frustrated one, to someone who can really leverage AI with some serious precision and skill.
All right, week 1. This is absolutely crucial. We have to stop talking to AI like it's a person. We need to learn a whole new language, something we can call machine English. And believe me, this changes everything.
So how does an AI actually think? Well, the truth is, it doesn't. It doesn't understand language, it predicts it. Think about the old nursery rhyme, Humpty Dumpty sat on a what? Your brain just screamed, wall, right? That's because of probability. AI does the exact same thing, just on a mind-boggling scale, predicting the next most likely word or token. It's a super powerful guessing machine, and our job is to give it better clues.
So how do we give it those better clues? We use something called the AIM framework. This isn't just about asking a question. It's about giving the AI a structured set of instructions that it can actually compute, not just sort of vaguely understand. Now, the framework itself is super simple but incredibly powerful. First, A for actor. You assign it a role, like say, a world-class resume editor. Then I for input, you give it the raw materials it needs, like your resume. And finally, M for mission. You tell it the precise outcome you're looking for. And just look at the difference this makes. Fix My Resume gets you, well, a pretty generic and useless response. But using the AIM framework, giving it a persona, giving it context, and a crystal clear mission, it totally transforms the prompt. You get a sharp, targeted, and genuinely helpful output. I'm telling you, this one change can improve your results by like tenfold.
Okay, moving into week 2, we're going to build on this. Now that we know how to speak the language, we need to learn how to give the AI a better brain by feeding it the right kind of context. This might be the single most important thing to understand if you want high-quality results. Inside these models, it's just billions of numbers in this huge mathematical space. So, an AI without context, it's completely lost. Your context, that's the map. It tells the AI exactly where to look and what actually matters. And we can build that map using another really simple acronym, MAP. M is for memory. That's carrying over your past conversation history. The first A is for assets. That's all the files and data you attach. The second A is for actions. These are tools the AI can use, like searching the web. And finally, P is your prompt, which ties the whole thing together. The richer you make that map, the better the AI's reasoning is going to be.
All right, week 3. This is where we make the leap from being a pretty good user to being a real expert. This is all about taking control of the process through a cycle of debugging, steering, and of course, verifying the AI's output.
So let me ask you a question. When you get a lazy or generic or just a plain wrong answer from an AI, whose fault is it? Is it the model's fault? The developer's? The answer? It's your fault. And you know what? That's empowering. It really is, because it means you have the control to fix it. Prompting isn't a one-and-done command. It's an iterative conversation. The real magic happens when you start debugging your own thinking and refining your approach. And here are 3 powerful cheat codes to do just that. You can force the AI to show its work by prompting it to think step by step. You can make it help you improve your own prompt with the verifier pattern, asking it to clarify what you're trying to do. Or you can even use the refinement pattern and have the AI itself teach you how to ask a better question. These little feedback loops teach both you and the model how to work together better.
But even with perfect prompts, we have to deal with a really critical danger. An AI can be completely making stuff up, but it will deliver that fabrication with the exact same confident tone as a verified fact. So how do we protect ourselves from that?
We have to verify. We have to. Don't just consume the output, critique it. Here are 5 practical methods. Make it list its assumptions. Demand independent sources for its claims. Force it to find counter-evidence. Audit its math. And my personal favorite, pit one AI against another by asking a different model to critique the first one's answer. This is how you start to separate the illusion from the actual intelligence.
And now, for the final week, you've mastered the technical skills, so it's time for maybe the most important step of all, moving beyond just technically correct answers to create outputs that have your unique taste, your unique perspective.
You know, so many people treat AI like a vending machine. You put in a prompt, and you get out a generic, kind of junk food answer. The expert user, though, treats it like a sparring partner. You argue with it, you push back on it, you use it to sharpen your own thinking, until that final output is a true collaboration between you and the machine.
The Ocean framework is your checklist for this. Just ask yourself, is the output original or is it just obvious? Is it concrete, with real examples? Is the reasoning evident? Is it assertive, taking a clear stance? And finally, does it have a narrative that actually flows and tells a story? Pushing the AI on these 5 points is how you transform generic content into something that sounds uniquely like.
And that brings us to the real takeaway from this entire 30-day journey. Because the goal here was never just about learning how to use a new tool.
Because every structured prompt you write, every answer you debug, every little insight you push for, you're not just training the model to understand you better. You are training yourself to think with more clarity, more structure, and more creativity. This whole journey isn't just about AI, it's about upgrading your own mind.
So the final question I want to leave you with is this. As you move forward with this amazing technology, are you just training the AI to follow your commands? Or are you letting the AI train you to become a sharper, more effective thinker? The choice really is yours.